You ever stand in front of one of those donation bins, drop a bag of clothes in, and just wonder, where is this actually going? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on that hidden journey.
So, you probably picture your old jacket going to someone right in your town, right? A family who could really use it. And yeah, that happens. But what if I told you that's just a tiny piece of the puzzle? The real story is so much bigger and, honestly, pretty surprising. Let's dig in. So how do we know this? Well, one guy got so curious he decided to stop guessing. He literally took tiny GPS trackers, stuck them inside a bunch of clothes, and set them loose to follow their secret path around the world.
And that brings us to his really clever experiment, a simple plan that ended up uncovering this massive global secret.
So, meet Alex. He's a guy just like us, right? He donates his old stuff, hoping it does some good. But that little voice in the back of his head just wouldn't quit. He had to find out what was really happening behind the scenes. And his plan? It was so simple, it's brilliant. He just stitched these little trackers into the clothes, bagged them up, and then dropped them off. Then, all he had to do was open an app on his phone and watch. Suddenly, this whole mystery became a real-time, data-driven investigation.
And he didn't just drop them all in one place either. To get the full picture, he used all the spots you'd think of. Local charities, those huge donation centers, and even the little neighborhood boxes you see in parking lots. He covered all the bases.
Okay, so the bags are dropped off, and as the GPS pings started rolling in, well, the story they told was way bigger and crazier than anything Alex could have imagined.
This is where it gets really interesting. Look at this comparison. Our expectation versus the reality. We think, oh, this is going to a local community center. The reality, it's probably hitting a massive sorting warehouse first. We imagine it in a nearby charity shop, but it could be getting sold to a commercial wholesaler and ending up on a container ship.
Now, to be clear, some of the bags did go exactly where we'd hope, straight to local charities doing great work. But a whole bunch of them started to travel. I'm talking crossing city lines, then state lines, and then, believe it or not, entire oceans.
And this is what he uncovered, a hidden system, a huge, complex, and very commercial global industry built around our old clothes.
So, here's the big reveal. Your donation doesn't always stay a donation. A lot of the time, it becomes a product, a commodity that gets bought and sold in this complicated supply chain that literally wraps around the globe.
Okay, let's look at the numbers, because they really tell the story. Only about 10%, just 10, goes to direct local aid like we imagine. A whopping 45% gets exported internationally. Another 25% is resold right here in domestic thrift stores. And 20%, that gets recycled into stuff like cleaning rags or insulation. Wild, right?
We're talking thousands of miles for a t-shirt you dropped off down the street. The scale of this whole thing is just mind-boggling.
So, look, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, great, so what's the point? But hang on, it's not all bad news, not by a long shot. This big, surprising system, it actually serves a purpose.
Because here's the crucial part. Even with this giant global machine, a lot of donations do reach people who really truly need them. And think about it. The money made from selling some clothes helps fund all the other amazing work these charities do. It's all connected. I love this quote. Every bag that makes it there is a small victory. It just cuts right to the heart of it, doesn't it? In the middle of this huge system, every single piece of clothing that ends up where it was truly meant to go, that's a win. It proves that your simple act of giving still matters a lot. So the big takeaway here is not to stop donating. Absolutely not. The point is just to understand the journey, to be aware. Because when you know how it all works, you can be a smarter donor. You can start asking, hey, which organization has the most local impact, if that's what's important to you.
And that really brings it all back to you. Now that you know the hidden journey, what are you going to do differently? Maybe you'll look up a local shelter and see what they actually need. Or maybe you'll make sure the stuff you donate is in really good shape. Or hey, maybe you'll just feel a little more connected to this wild global story that you're a part of. The journey is definitely more complex than we thought, but our power to make a difference, that's as real as ever.